Well, you know, as a quarterback, when you hear the whistle blow, you're supposed to stop, right?
I mean, I keep going until I think the play's over. But no, I mean, better to stop after the whistle than before.
Did the coaches get on you about that?
No. I mean, I'm just playing football. I don't think I even heard the whistle. So, I mean, just doing what I do. You know?
Couple series for you. Just how do you feel like, I know you mentioned on the big screen, just reps is what this is all about, but just how do you feel like your first team unit performed?
It's good. I think we were pretty clean, and I think that's our standard right now, and I think we look a lot better now than we did when we started spring ball, and that's how it should be. And there's definitely some things that we need to improve on, but 2 touchdowns on 2 drives, can't complain about that.
Dink, he's a freshman that just looked explosive from the get-go, and you threw that touchdown pass to him. What have you seen out of him so far in game?
He's just fluid. He's a guy who understands how to run routes. He's a guy who's going to go up and make plays. He's a natural ball catcher, natural route runner. He's just got a good feel, and he's only going to get better, and we're going to grind with him this summer to try to bring him to the levels that we know we can.
I wanted to ask about Dane, too. Just what does he need to work on this summer to kind of get to a point where you can really count on him?
I mean, I don't know what the strength staff's exact plan is with him, but I mean, obviously as a freshman, they take that first year to kind of put that extra muscle on. I mean, look at Chris Lewis. Like, he looks so much better physically than he did when he first got here. And I think Dane's kind of in that same spot where he just needs to maybe put on that extra muscle and get a little faster. Why not get a little faster? Everyone can get a little faster, and just keep working. I mean, the mental side, keep getting in there and watching film, and I'm going to be with him and getting the chemistry down from a route running standpoint all throughout the summer. And just keep bringing them along. That's all it is.
Tavion looked like Wandale a couple times out there shifting around.
Yeah, Tavion looked like Tavion. That's Tavion. And he's going to make plays for us, and it's good to see that, and it's good that you guys were able to see that. But he's a great guy to throw the ball to, and I'm looking forward to, again, continuing to build a relationship with him.
What do you see out of the running game with, C-Rod, obviously,
Those guys? The running game is the one thing that was definitely different for the spring compared to last year, just with how we're calling the plays and the calls that the O-line are supposed to make. So it took a little bit for us to kind of get going and understand exactly how the line's working together and the different concepts that we're running. But we got to a point where we're really comfortable with it, and I think we ran the ball well today, and we've been running the ball all well throughout these past few weeks in camp for sure. And we got the guys to do it up front, and we got the backs to do it in the backfield, and that's a recipe for success.
You mentioned the guys up front. What is that O-line looking in front of you after seeing those guys?
Yeah, it looks good, and I think that we have everything in terms of the physical traits necessary, and then it's just continuing to getting them to play as a cohesive unit, knowing the calls, knowing what the guy to the left and right of them are doing, and just figuring it out. I think also when you get into the season, you get into game plans, and you get to see the rushes, the fronts, the stems that we're expecting. That's when things start getting a little easier for those guys when they have more key plays to key on. But when you're in spring and you don't know exactly what's coming, or you don't have a game plan, you kind of got to think on the fly, and it challenges those guys. And there's going to be situations where that needs to happen in games, and it's good to get those reps.
Coach just told us and told the fans that it was going to be a little vanilla today.
Yeah.
What percentage of the playbook have we actually been able to check out?
I mean, again, with game plan stuff, there's always stuff that we'll put in week to week that is stuff that hasn't even been in the game plan prior to that point, but it's just because we know it'll work against that certain, or we hope that it'll work against that certain look in defense. But I mean, he didn't want to give anything away. I don't know if you realized, but there was one drive we ran the same play in the red zone 3 times in a row because he didn't want to show any other concepts in the red zone. But yeah, I'd say probably 25-30% of what you saw today. But a few of the things we did today are going to be a huge part of our identity, and that's why we needed to show run them, and why we needed to get the live reps of it. But I like where we are, I like what we have in, and there's a lot of fun stuff that we didn't show today that we'll keep in our back pocket.
Going back to receivers, whenever a ball gets away from you, is there a receiver that you kind of trust the most right now that you hope that if one gets away, it's going to them?
No, I mean, obviously hope that never happens, but obviously it will. And I have full faith in all my guys to go and make plays, and I gotta do a good job to continue to make sure that they know that I'm confident in them and instilling that confidence in them, telling them like, hey, I'm trusting you, I'm putting that ball up and you're gonna make that play. It's not a 50-50 ball, it's a 90-10 ball. It should be your ball. Just keep talking to them that way and giving them that confidence that they need to help go up and make those plays.
Off that, though, how long do you think it takes to have that type of confidence and that type of communication where everyone can trust?
I think it takes reps in like practice situations against a full defense. Like you can do all you want it's going to help when you're like by yourselves or doing one-on-ones or routes on air and that. But until you're in a game-like situation with a rush and with a full defense in front of you, it's hard to develop that. So that's why we really need to make sure that we take advantage of every practice rep that we can, and that what we're preaching in the meeting rooms and what we're preaching in the off season, that we enact it when we go out and get the reps in practice.
What went into your decision to wear sleeves today?
It was a little chilly, and it was a part of my fashion that I haven't explored yet, and I think why not do it now instead of during the season. And I thought I threw the ball pretty well today, so who knows? Maybe the sleeves will come out another time, but we'll see. I don't know.
I was gonna say, are the sleeves here to stay? Do we gotta go back and look at the film?
No, I mean it's going to be determined on weather. I don't know, but I had it flowing out under the jersey. That's not going to fly during the season, so no, I had to get the drip going today. But the SEC refs are going to tell you to tuck that in, but I took advantage of what I could do today.
Well, obviously last year you didn't get to have a spring practice, so then this year you have the late coordinator change, which has been more challenging.
I think last year was just more challenging just because of time, and I think time is money, and the amount of reps and the amount of time you're able to spend with an offense is just going to help you prepare yourself even more. And even though it is a new offensive coordinator, not all the stuff we're doing is new, and we have all the spring ball, and we've had all the spring ball to kind of get rolling with it. And I really like where we are, and just I'm going to be able to go into camp at a much better level of the offense I'm running, understanding-wise, compared to last year, which is great.
C-Rod was big at the beginning and the end of that first scoring drive.
Bailed me out on that screen pass, yeah. I threw him a bad ball. He snagged it and got in.
What kind of options does that give you this year that maybe you didn't have last season?
Well, last year, I don't think we enacted him enough as much in the pass game. And I think that one of my goals in this offseason was to get the backs more catches, whether it's design plays to the back or just check downs on plays where there might not be something there, and I don't want to force the ball in, and I just flip it out to the back. And
speaking of your new OC, Coach Stoops says he just loves sitting there and listening to Rich talk.
Same.
What is it about him that makes it so intriguing?
It's just his experience and his knowledge of the quarterback position and just football in general. It's it makes you, like, even though you might think you have a good understanding of football, when you talk to someone like that, you're like, I don't know anything. And it's always cool to remind myself and humble myself every time I know how to read a defense or I know how to run a play, when he'll go up there and just kind of blow my mind with just how he explains it. So, I mean, he's a football genius. I mean, he calls good plays, and he coaches well, and the guys have rallied around him. And just looking forward to continuing our relationship with him.
Yeah, it seems like he's able to relate to everybody, too. I mean, you could be the smartest guy in the world, but if you don't convey where you know, then it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, as an offensive coordinator, you're not just the X's and O's guys. You got to be someone that can rally the troops and bring them together. And his personality is not over the top, and he's not going to get super excited, but he'll get on you when he needs to, and he's going to let you know. He's going to let you know how it is, and that's what needs to be done, and that's the kind of transparent communication that needs to happen.
You mentioned earlier that time is money. What do you think Dinky accomplished getting here early in this time, just working with all
Yeah, I think it was great for him. I think for some dudes it's more worth it than others, and for Dana it was definitely worth it because we had obviously vacancies at the receiver position and had a lot of guys that weren't established, and he was able to come in here and show that he's a guy who definitely should be considered to be a starter. And obviously there's not going to be a definitive depth chart until we get to the season, but I'm going to keep bringing along all those guys and just make sure that they're at the level that they can be once camp rolls around.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
You got one more tip you need?
I was going to follow up with Coach Scangarello.
Yep.
Seems like a pretty calm guy for your typical football coach. Has he ever raised his voice much?
Yeah, he did it a couple times. I think Deuce missed a hot throw to the flat today, and he got on him. He was pretty mad. But it's not often. But that's when you know when he does that. It's kind of like, oh, maybe I should listen, you know. But no, he'll get on you when he needs to.
As a coaching style, is it more effective if you only yell a little bit because that way you know it means business?
It depends on the coach. Everyone has their own style, and everyone. If you never yell or if you yell every second, you could be a good or bad coach either way. It just depends on how you handle yourself and how you're able to rally the troops. And at the end of the day, if you're able to call scoring drives, which really matter. So.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.